Hello, everybody. I am Mr. Gaming Guitarist, and right now it feels like I'm sedated, or it might look. Oh, God. Fuck it. It feels like like I've been sedated, or I've been on ecstasy, or. Okay, here's the thing. I've never taken any illegal drugs in my entire life, and I never intend to for as long as I live. But it but right now, this episode of The Flash, season 3, episode 8, titled Invasion, this feels like I'm going to guess, this is what it looks like when you imagine what a TV show looks like in your head if you are a TV writer after you take ecstasy or something. Because, oh my god, I am still trying to recover from the shock of what I witnessed. The fact that they were able to pull it all off. We have Supergirl and we've got Supergirl and the Flash and the Green Arrow and all the legends just they're all there, just right there. I don't need. I'm speechless at how well this was pulled off. So there's going to be a bunch of naysayers. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of complainers that are going to say, they didn't do this right. We should have gotten more of this, and we should have gotten more of this. Blah, 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 blah. But I'm here to tell you the fact that we are getting this at all that we got this at all on a major national television network on prime time just speaks to how what such an amazing time we live in. So anyways, I probably am not going to remember absolutely everything that happened in tonight's episode. And of course, why the hell are you watching this if you haven't seen the episode yet, unless you're one of those crazy people that are not affected by spoilers? But anyway, spoilers for the full episode. Anything goes. So anyway, let me try to remember the stuff I loved and the stuff I didn't like. So what did I love? Well, other than the sheer fact that we have all our heroes together in one episode, or pretty much most of them. Okay. Well, first of all, it starts off as like a Flash episode, and we got like a mini fast forward where we see everyone else where we see everyone else attacking Oliver and Barry, and then I don't understand that thing that Oliver says where he says, "Oh, you really did it this time. You asked for my help, and it sounded like he was trying to say, and we end up shit creek or something like that, but anyway, you get a mind fuck. What the fuck's going on here? Then you get 10 hours ago, and you see Wally running at Mach 2 speed, and Iris and Joe still do not want him to use his powers out in public. They do not want him out there fighting. And I believe Barry doesn't really say anything. But you can tell he doesn't really like the idea of him being there either. And so I'm glad that we're seeing more of the progression of Wally moving along. And the other thing, I really enjoyed the scenes that Wally had with HR, how he says, the two of us are the only people in here that don't get the respect we deserve or something. The thing is, I can understand. Because that's his family, and they don't want anything to happen to Wally. But then at the same time, how is he going to know how to use his powers if he doesn't get the experience out there to go out there and fight? but to go out there and help people and save people and fight crime. So anyways, I really like that we're progressing Wally West's story and his eventual when he will finally eventually become Kid Flash. But next up, what else do I want to mention? I like that we got to see the extended version of Barry and Cisco going to get Supergirl, which we found out now that Supergirl lives in Earth 38. I wonder if some crazy stuff is going to happen where Supergirl's world is going to be brought into or merged into the Earth 1, so we can see her, and maybe we can see Alex and Wynn and James and Martian Manhunter working together with the rest of our heroes more often, but I don't think that's really going to happen that much. But anyways, that would be a nice thing to happen in the future. Just me writing my pie in the sky wish list. But anyways, I really liked Supergirl's interactions with everyone. I liked how they said, I don't get it. You don't look like an alien. What makes you so special? Why is super in your name? And then she just fucking flies. and I thought it was kind of funny that they want to train to fight aliens by fighting Supergirl, and yet how the hell could they even think that was a good idea? She's Supergirl. She's a Kryptonian. She is 90% invincible. But anyways, it was really funny to see her just hit everyone with her heat vision, and she's still up there floating. But anyways, and we also got to see Lila again, and so now, of course, she's the director of Argus, and we get to see her talk to the president, and it turns out, so... Okay, what else do I want to mention? I'm glad that we finally got to see the full message that the future Barry from 2056 sent, and I'm going to guess that it sounded like that was Barry and Oliver together sending a message, and I'm still not quite sure exactly what the message said. Something about the future, don't trust the present Barry, or something. I still don't completely understand what that message is about, but I'm glad that they addressed it head on with the rest of the team. And I can understand that Cisco is still upset about what happened, about Dante dying, but I still think he's acting a bit too much. I mean, I was going to say not even Caitlin was this mad at Barry, but then again, Barry wasn't responsible for Ronnie dying. Even though when she was Killer Frost last week, she tried to say just like he helped Ronnie, just like he helped Eddie and all that stuff. But anyways, I think Cisco needs to back off just a tiny bit, and I hope that his issues with Barry can get resolved. And I understand, the death of someone's brother, and that knowing that this guy is responsible for all of it, I understand, it's like, I don't know, it's like, I can't be mad at Barry, but, I can't, but it's not like I'm happy that he ran back in time and chose to fuck up everyone's lives, changing things like we find. And that was heart-wrenching, seeing Diggle's reaction to his son. I mean, to knowing that he had baby Sarah back pre-Flashpoint, now post-Flashpoint. We've got John Diggle Jr., or as he calls him, JJ. That was and when he says, so you thought it was okay for you to take a daughter away from me, I think it was just a tiny bit harsh, and that they said, I'm not going to go with, or leave Barry, you're going to stay here while the rest of us together go save the president. And then Oliver says, hey, if you're not taking Barry, then I'm not going. And the rest of them are like, fine, fuck you, buddy, stay with Barry. And it's like, really? Okay. But anyways, and then we find out that the president was a hologram, just like how they used the hologram of Captain Cold to help catch the Mirror Master. And then, we see them get brainwashed, and it's an excuse to get a really cool ass fight scene of to get all of them fighting each other. But still, I wanted to know what it would look like when they all fight each other. And it is one, and that boy almighty, that was one of the most impressive fight scenes on television I have ever seen in my entire life. That was just fucking awesome. How let's see, we got to see Oliver versus Diggle and Sarah and Thea, and all at once, and then we see Firestorm and the Atom, and who else is, and Supergirl fighting Barry, and he was running all around them trying to dodge them. But the best part is when he says, hey Supergirl, let's see which one of us is really the fastest. That chase between Kara and Barry, I am never going to forget that. Like, I got all the fucking that entire, I don't even know how long that entire fight lasted. I think that they dedicated about, it felt like a good 10 minutes. I loved it. They were just running and chasing everywhere. It's just, oh god, it to quote Dr. Robotnik, or Eggman as the kids that call him today, on Sonic the Hedgehog, to quote him, seeing that incredible fight scenes, it warmed the cockles of my heart. It's just, I think you could still tell my brain is still trying to recover from how much I loved it. And and I'm glad that we got to see Wally help out by tripping Thea and Diggle and Sarah, and then they end up like chasing after him while he has to carry Wally. And what else? There's so much that happened in this episode. Oh, we find out now that Martin has a daughter, so that's who he's been seeing in those headaches that he's been getting this whole time, because he's been affected by Flashpoint as well. And I wish that we could have gotten. I really love the scene with Heatwave and Kara when he says, "What do I call you? You can call me Supergirl." Nope, not good enough. You can call me Kara. Nope, I'm gonna call you Skirt. It's just, oh man, I'm sorry if this isn't a good review. I'm sorry if it sounds like it's just nonstop gushing. But I fucking loved it, and I thought it was so cool at the very end how they, and I thought that was weird, that they were, at the end of the episode, they were just standing in the rain. Why are they standing in the rain? Whatever, it's comics. But anyways, when we see them get zapped, or being abducted by the Dominator ship, it was so cool how he got to see Barry start running, trying to catch Oliver, and then but he couldn't, because at that point I guess he was already, his molecules were starting to teleport into the Dominator ship. But oh man, it's so good. It's just, I got nothing else to say. I fucking loved it. It's like, are they really going to pull this off? And yet, throughout the episode, I'm just like this the entire time. I'm just like, It's like this was me the entire episode. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm sorry if it makes me sound like a DC fuckboy, and if you want to criticize me for loving something for these characters that I've gotten to know and love over the past almost 5 years, if you're gonna judge me for it, fine, judge me. It's not gonna affect me. I'm here to tell you what I thought. And maybe it sounds and it's almost 1 a.m. and I know I'm going slightly loopy and slightly crazy because of that. But it's just most of the time when I get very excited about an episode, and whenever I ever get comments, I just get nothing but people judging me. So if you're gonna judge me, go ahead, fucking judge me. Anyways, and I also like how at the end it says to be continued on the show logo. But that was awesome too. How when we got to see the show and Joe, it's just all logos being stacked one after the other. That was so neat. But man, I don't know what the hell is going to happen next, because I know that it feels like this DC CW universe is going to be forever changed, just like how it was forever changed after the Winter Soldier and Age of Ultron. There's going to be big defining moment and universe impacting moments that will happen in this episode after we go back to our shows moving forward. But anyways, I've rambled and gushed enough, and we're going to see it happen. We're going to see what happens next tomorrow on Arrow. So watch me there for that review, where I will probably end up being very loopy again. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. And if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos from me. And you can also support my channel on Patreon. And you can also watch me on the N4G TV podcast on the N4G TV YouTube channel. So thank you for watching. If you made it this far, if you haven't already closed the video, anyways, thank you. And I'll see you for when I review tomorrow's episode of Arrow. Bye. See you next time.